Hello. I will be rather short today because I have to get up tomorrow very early, and also there wasn't so much happening today. There was one very interesting thing. I had a long conversation with the head of the BMJ patient panel. The BMJ is what used to be the British Medical Journal. It's now called the BMJ, and they asked me to become a member of the patient panel, which is a great honor, and it's also a very exciting thing. And we were talking about this. I will try to do a bit of work with them, write articles for them, and blog entries. And what I will try to do is I will try to describe my experience as an expert patient, as a patient advocate, and also as a social psychologist, what I think about patient advocacy in the HIV field and also beyond the HIV field. So that was really interesting and exciting, and I also think it's very relevant. And the other thing that was quite interesting today is, I already mentioned before that I I had access to hepatitis C medication or cure through a buyer's club in India and Southeast Asia. It's called the Southeast Asia Buyers Club. And usually what happens is that doctors here in Hungary prescribe the active ingredients or the generic names of the ingredients of the medicine, and then the buyers club will supply the particular generics that contain those active ingredients, which means that the brand names or the actual name on the label of the medicine may change, may vary, because several manufacturers manufacture the same medicine, but the active ingredients are the same. And there are a couple of doctors in Hungary who are willing to prescribe, but not all of them. And it's quite interesting that even a doctor who's, a hepatologist that I have been working with, and who also prescribed the medicine for me and takes care of my monitoring, even she is not quite sure about whether this way of obtaining medicine from a buyer's club is legal or not. And it is completely legal. It is absolutely legal that you send your prescription. I mean, in Hungary, not in all European countries, but in Hungary it's legal that you send your prescription abroad and you get your medicine by mail or with a courier service, and then you have to pay VAT, but you don't have to pay customs. And that's legal if it's for your personal use. So if you have a prescription to your name, and you can also prove that you yourself paid the amount of money that you know that's the cost of the medicine, and it's legal up to 3 months, 3 bottles, or so one course, so to say, which in case of hepatitis C is the exact amount that you need. But it's just so interesting that even though this is legal and even though you can do it, not even doctors know that it can be done, or they are unsure, because the whole system is so strongly set up in order to support the centralized healthcare system and also the pharmaceutical companies who are deeply ingrained, embedded in this centralized healthcare system, that alternative routes of access are almost unheard of. And even if they are legal, even if they are something that you can do and you actually can do, and I just did it, and 13 other patients have done it in the last 3 months. So even though all these possibilities are there, the knowledge is not there, and it's so obscure that people just tend to be afraid, and they think that it's illegal and they might run into problems. While on the other hand, there are other doctors who were smart enough to even purchase a travel agency and take patients to India so that they get their prescriptions served there in India and then they can come home with their medicine. Now, this is equally legal, but of course, this also means that the travel agency will earn a lot of money on this. Guess who owns the travel agency? You're right, it's the doctor. Tricky bastard.